let's spin it.
Yeah, how can we do something crazy? Like you see, like Rishi Sunak, right?
Yeah.
When was it him that did it? The whole eat out to. It wasn't thought through. Yeah, he just woke up. He just woke up. He said, "Listen, we need to do something mad because a lot of people are rating our power. We need to do something mad." Everyone in the midst of COVID,
they're not rating us.
Go and eat out. Doesn't matter, just go and eat out. 50% everyone. We don't care who's paying for it. 50% everywhere, bro. Just go.
What does he actually say? Actually? What the heck?
That's what I.
If you're watching, listening, this is the Different Strokes podcast with myself, Drinks. We have this is the Vets episode funny. Actually. We have Mr. O in the building.
We are back in the building, hey.
In the new building. I have man like Gabs.
Yeah, man.
It's good to be back, man. It's good to be back. I really missed just, talking to the peoples.
You know what the best thing is? Everyone's in good health.
Listen, yes, you know what I mean?
And these are the things we take for granted sometimes.
So
we shouldn't.
It's so easy. It's so easy to do. I mean, and especially in today's society where men are meant to be men, so easy to just negate the simple little things. So, 100%. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Feeling good, feeling great. How are you?
How are you, Gabs?
You know what it is? I've missed the full team. I can't wait to the
November. We should have the full team.
We're gonna be back.
We're gonna be Bizak.
And then get a couple of the guests on. Doug's.
Yeah.
Like to have him on again.
I was with Doug's on Sunday. We watched Transformers 1, the animation film. Very good.
Really?
Very, very good.
Really?
Yeah. Very good.
Give it some time.
Can't back on there.
Mr. Banks, yes.
So
but yeah.
Who's Kane to get on again?
Lisa,
yeah.
We need to get
Philosopher, yeah.
Philippa.
We need to get our Afrobeats expert on as well.
Banks.
Yeah.
That's my guy, man. That's my guy.
I swear Banks is booked and busy with.
Our experts.
He really knows what he's talking about.
No, he does.
He really knows what. Like a lot of people say their music, like they do like music commentary, and anyone can pick up a mic nowadays and talk like they know about the culture, whether it's hip hop, black music in the UK, Afro beats, piano. But he did a video that he collabed with Welcome to the Culture that was really good because it was describing the difference between the music Tyler makes and Afrobeats. Because it was offensive that Tyler won the best Afrobeats artist. I think it was a Grammy, right? She's not an Afrobeats artist.
Yeah.
Afrobeats is a West African sound, and there's certain things that we have incorporated in that sound that makes it Afrobeats. Because even in the UK, where there was that whole period where, remember, UK artists were making Afrobeats influenced music. Remember, it was called Afro Swing.
Yeah.
They didn't even call it Afrobeats.
Yeah.
Because it was still missing certain key elements.
Yeah.
So, at least...
Because Notes is Afro Swing, right?
Afro Swing, right?
Yeah.
So that would be, so that J Huss during that period. But it was good that Tyler got on stage and she made it clear that, she isn't a Mapiano artist, and she did make it clear. But it was quite offensive to Nigerians and other West Africans. The sound originated in Nigeria, but it was quite offensive to West Africans because it's like a Mapiano is not Afrobeats. It's two different sounds. But he did a good video explaining that, and I think he did it in the best way possible. It couldn't have been done any better. And he edited it, and he's gonna go far. Like he's needed. He's definitely needed.
Yeah, you're not gonna get that appreciation and understanding from the Grammys.
100%.
You're not.
100%.
You're not.
And that's why people like him are needed. So shout out Banks.
Let's get the ball rolling on something serious. Let's go down under.
Damn it.
Ooh, during football games, right, when Gary Neville goes, ooh. I don't know why he does
that should be a soundbite.
No, when you're like,
he's in trouble here.
When you see the tackle, you hear the commentator going, and he's gone down, and you hear Gary Neville about going, oh, he's off here. He's off here.
That's his trademark. He's too funny with that.
So into seriousness.
Yeah, of course. We got to mention Yungfilly.
That's serious.
If anyone doesn't know the news, he's been accused of SA. I think 3 counts. I'm sure of it. Is it Perth?
Yeah, I think it was 4. I think it was 4. I think all for the same person though. I don't think it was different people. I think it was 4 for the same person.
And we get different outlet news that this happened, that happened. Apparently, this girl's accused people before, like she's maybe a sex worker. I don't know, but for me, I want to touch upon obviously that what we know so far, and also how the media has, or people on the internet just outright just said he's guilty.
But this is the thing: we literally don't know anything.
Nothing.
We just know what. We know he's given up his passport. We know he's still there. We know he has to go to a police station, I think 3 times a week. So obviously he's still out there. But that's all we know. But what has happened, and which is something that happens a lot these days, is just saying, or just his name connected with this, it's already made. I mean, like, and the way the internet, like the very I swear it was even like a few hours later, I started to see the interviews. Oh yeah, this was this time.
Interviews.
There was this time, and then stories of people coming out going, yeah, there was this time where I saw him and
yes,
like literally condemning somebody before there's been any information. Before any information about this woman and the fact that she may have done this before. Not that says anything. Again, that doesn't say anything because we still don't know anything. Yeah. But it's just the fact that, unfortunately, we've become a society that's very quick to condemn. Extremely quick to condemn. And, I mean, even if it comes out that, maybe nothing happened and it wasn't true, maybe it was a false allegation, if it comes out like that, that won't mean anything for him because we'll still be condemning him like,
something must have happened. Or
they'll use the famous, when you're rich, you can avoid these things. But let me tell you something: the prison system has no issue putting away a black man. But don't worry about if he's rich. If there was any hint that he did it, he's gone. So, and it's in Australia.
Australia.
And that's arguably the most racist country in the world.
One of, if not the whitest country.
Yeah. So, I fear for him. I think he is out of there. I don't think there's a way for him to get a fair trial in a country like that. And the reason why I'm saying this as well, obviously, look, he grew up. He's from our ends. Like, he grew up like. Mutual people know him, like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The man lived to a lot of people. I've seen, for example, how hard he worked when he was in secondary school, when he was in college. Like, even when the man used to make music, he used to, like, a lot of people don't know, he used to shoot videos. Like, and he's worked really, really hard to get where he's got to. And he's always been charismatic. He's always been he's always been networking. So when you see it, and you see his downfall now, to me, it's sad. Because it's like, I've seen someone that's worked hard from a young age, and then they get to a certain stage, and then there's allegedly something's happened. We still don't know. But even before he has his fair day in court, his career's finished. He's lost every single deal.
Endorsements and brands and stuff like that.
Now, this is where, like, if Reese was here, it would be good to speak on this because we share a common belief that there is no black community. Because where everyone turns against you, your community is meant to be there to hold you up.
Yeah.
And at the same time, your community is meant to be there to hold you accountable.
Yeah.
Right? So we're not acting like he hasn't. We don't know if he's done it or if he's not done it. Right? But the community should be there to hold you up or hold you accountable. Right? But we haven't got to the stage where we have to hold him accountable for anything. Because we don't know
Because
anything.
we don't know anything.
Right? And my problem is, we need to normalize being able to say, I don't know. I don't know. How many times
you can stand on a 50-50, well, if he's done it, then yeah, exactly. chuck the book at him, blah blah. But I don't know that I don't know the information, so I don't know. It's like we didn't learn from the Johnny Depp situation.
Exactly.
He looks like the type. Oh, my friend was at a party once.
Oh, you saw him in that past post where Chunk said, "Oh, he wouldn't date my sister." Like, if O said he wanted to date my sister, I'll look at him like, nah.
Here's another thing.
But
here's another thing as well, right? So this is what a lot of people don't understand. Young Philly is a character. Everything these guys do online, they are characters. They are in character. You really think Felipe is at home with his family just behaving like this? Being as outlandish as he is.
I don't care if he's an asshole. Like, deserves a fair trial.
Yeah.
He deserves a fair trial, and people need to stop looking at scripted videos or videos where
they've edited.
The narrative is, listen, be controversial because it gets views. Like, and this is the thing, a lot of people haven't been involved in like the hosting of like a show or organizing an event. You guys have done that before. You've been in them situations where you've had to organize something, or you've been involved in the filming of events, and right? There's always a narrative. There's always a narrative, right?
Yeah.
And the job of the people on set that are employed is to portray that narrative.
Yeah.
Right? So if Young Philly does not act like Young Philly, he's not doing his job. It's not funny anymore. It's not controversial anymore. People aren't going to click it. So anything he says to someone on camera, you might think to yourself, well, that's a bit weird. That's a bit creepy. Rest assured, he probably spoke to the person he said it to before he said it to them, or even after. You know, it's just entertainment. You know, it's just for, yeah, cool. Charge it. There's that mutual, when it's done for entertainment, there's that mutual agreement that anything kind of.
But would the argument also be that entertainment's now gone too far for clicks and likes as well?
Yes, but at the same time, I don't think. Okay, cool. I don't think we'll be saying this in your generation, because your generation wasn't soft, right?
No.
Furthermore, my generation wasn't soft. This is still my generation, but it's crossing over to Gen Z. Now, they are extremely soft. So it doesn't matter what it is. He shouldn't have made the joke about that. Back in the day, you go buy a chocolate bar and your kid will say not for girls. You can't do that now. What? You think they can even dare to do that? What? Not for girls. A chocolate bar. Come on. You can't do that.
I remember that.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, and the funny thing is, I never had a Yorkie in my life. I just knew the brand. I never had a Yorkie. It looked appealing to me.
It wasn't all that.
Yeah, it was just a block of chocolate.
Yeah, literally, a block of chocolate. That's what it was. I remember the adverts, and I remember the first time I had one, I was like, all of that for this?
Block of chocolate.
Back in the day, right, you just walk past it. You just look at it. Oh, I know that chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Cool. You just walk past it. It's never ever.
Always somebody, it's just not eating it normally around, like a block of chocolate.
And I get
that thing took teeth, boy. Teeth and tooths.
And I get and you know, it's all part of the brand. So I get why they say this is not for girls or whatever, because obviously to them it's a block of chocolate. Hard, man,
because it's a block of chocolate.
The most plain. You get what I'm saying? So I get it, right? I get it.
But again, you couldn't do that today.
But you couldn't do that today.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that today. So I think I do think it's a mixture. I think people definitely do things for clout. Entertainment definitely is going too far. But at the same time, I think if it was another generation, they wouldn't care. Furthermore, if it was another generation, people wouldn't go as far. The reason why is because nothing will be a shock. Whereas things are a shock now. So
it seems like everything's a shock now.
Everything's a shock. So that's why everyone's trying to outdo each other. Whereas back then, it was just it's part of the joke. Like I was watching my guy sent me an interview back then. It's 2 interviews, right? And this was obviously related to the whole issue with My Man in America and what they're accusing him of, right? And it was an interview of Lil Kim. She was just talking, but in the background, a whole freak off was happening.
Oh, Luke.
In the background.
Oh, Luke, yeah.
Luke.
Right.
I've seen one with Jay-Z as well.
Cool. Jay-Z, there's a whole freak off going on next to him, and he's just. You get what I'm saying? I remember watching there was a tour DVD I watched back in the day.
With Redman and Method Man, Jay-Z, Beanie Siegel.
Yeah, and then there was a scene. I remember when I was young.
Yeah, back something.
Yeah,
backstage.
Backstage.
Right, and I remember there was a scene, right, and I was just thinking of it because I was like, you couldn't do this nowadays.
Is it the Beanie Siegel or Memphis Bleak?
I think it was the Beanie Siegel one where they was like to the girl like when she lifted up her top.
Yeah.
They were like, "I'll come to the toilet." Cool. And, bro, you couldn't do that nowadays.
No, you couldn't.
Right, but even watching that DVD, right, a lot of those girls involved in that, in this day and age, can come out and say, "I was assaulted."
Yeah.
Because the definitions have changed. Whereas back then you couldn't say you was assaulted because the definition wasn't as. I think nowadays the definition has changed, so now people can say what happened to me was assault because now I don't know if the definitions have changed to be correct. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
that's
know the
in between.
Are different.
But do you
should abide by it?
But do you think also we've got to the point where now people are not holding themselves accountable for being in certain situations and sometimes allowing things to not happen? I don't want to be insensitive, but putting yourself in the situation where shit may go off. And don't get me wrong, if you go to a hotel, it's up to you whether you say yes or no. Mm-hmm. If you do anything, that's totally up to you, and you can change your mind.
100%. Yeah.
But you also got to know that if I go, shit may happen still.
Yeah, I think once again it comes down to a generation thing, right? Because if you was to say this to my mum, she'll say, "Okay, but why did you go to the hotel?"
Yeah,
right. But that generation is very, very. The way they think is, listen, it could have been prevented.
If you didn't put yourself in that place, then
and I'm a firm believer of that. You teach prevention because you can't control every maniac on the streets.
No,
you can't reason with maniacs, right? So, and as boys, we've had to grow up like this, where it's like you can't go certain areas because your area is beefing another area.
Yeah,
I could go back in the day. I could have gone Peckham. But I'm not going to go Peckham with a T-shirt that says Catford SE6 and say, I should be allowed to go here. We should tell the terrorists to stop terrorizing people. Okay, I'll be reasoning with God afterwards. I'll explain that to God. What is he doing? It'll be the smoothest transition. As I'm talking, I'll just be in front of God.
Flogged. Straight flogs.
But as a guy, right, you grow up with these, you grow up knowing that you got to take these cautions wherever you go, right? So I know women talk about like the dangers of being a woman, and I understand that, you know, it's tough, right? And I definitely feel for women in that sense that it is tough being a woman, like you know, walking through that alleyway. Like, you hardly, you know what I'm saying? Katie are like, you wouldn't want them to walk, your loved ones, you wouldn't want them to walk down, even though the chances are nothing's going to happen.
But it's still
okay, you got to think, because that's a woman walking down.
You got to think,
Cool, right? But at the same time, men have had to think. Men have had to go through these precautions as well. Like, okay, cool, I'm going to certain areas.
But because you're a man, it's just like, brush.
Because you're a man, it's like, you know, I said this to my artist once, you know what she said? Yeah, but all the dangers that you're complaining about is caused by other men. You can't say that. It's caused by a minority of men. Yeah. Right? A minority of men that you can't reason with. Now, if you want to take it deeper, who raised those men? Ooh. Right? So because everyone can point fingers. Everyone can point fingers. But when we break it down,
digging in the crates.
When we break it down, it's not as simple as it's men causing this problem. Because who raised the men? Who raised the people that raised the men?
But then the counterattack would. The counter to that would be like, yeah, but the father was absent or something like that.
The father was absent.
But I'm just saying that may be a counter.
Right, and that can be the counter. But the fact of the matter is, if the father was absent, right, as harsh as it sounds, it's still the mother's responsibility. It's still the mother's as harsh as it sounds. Like, it sounds very, very harsh, right? But
just to be fair, that if it was the father and the mother was gone, it'd still be his responsibility.
And it'll still be his responsibility as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like,
thank you.
So just put that out there.
if Jurgen Klopp was doing his job, right, and his assistant manager got sacked, yeah, and he loses 20 games in a row after that, it's his fault. It's his fault, and he deserves the sack.
Man,
And he deserves the sack.
Football example.
Oh my god!
But no, as obviously we know, in that position, I feel for single parents, they would need support, right? But the harsh reality is, right, you are going to get the blame. It might not be fair, but the harsh reality is because you're the only one involved in the child's life at that point, then it becomes, okay, you played a part in this. But yeah, man, it's tough, man. In closing, my thing on this whole Philly situation is, I hope with whatever happens, justice is served. I think black people, we need to be more gentle with each other. We need to learn to be more gentle with each other.
100%, because we scream black mental health.
Yeah.
Like I don't even want to think about what he's going through. I'm obviously saying that from a point of, if he's found innocent, like, how is he going to recover from that?
How's he going to recover from it?
It's the same thing. You remember that football player that played for Man City? Mendy. Got found innocent. Yeah. So he should. He got found innocent. No matter what you believe or what you heard, if it goes through the court system,
his one was like women.
Yeah, and you're found innocent, how do you come back from that?
I would love to believe that none of this is true, that he didn't do what he's been accused of, only because, as somebody who won't say watched his whole entire come up, but the come up that I've seen from where I've learned about him to where he was and going, and the things that he was involved in, it's positive to see, because they don't make Lenny Henrys anymore. You don't have to do the comedy club thing to then end up on a show, to then end up on Channel 4, 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 cats, to then end up on your own show. He did it the whole social media YouTube way, and he ended up doing some really massive, like, for him, I imagine, his mind has got to be blown for some of the things that he's done. So
he's achieved a lot.
And you know that even if it comes out that he's innocent, there's no more deals for him. It's Jonathan Majors all over again. It's Jonathan Majors all over again.
Do you feel as let's say
Jonathan Majors did some of that shit, but
did he? I mean, he got found guilty of, I think, bending her finger or whatever, blah blah.
Yeah, said he was negligent.
But the way they done it was like he killed someone. Yeah. Like, I saw the video.
They said he injured her due to negligence. Like,
I saw him run away from that woman. My dude was running. But saying that, do you feel
guys ever running away from a woman? Yo, because he wasn't just running.
He was running.
He was ducking.
He was
freezing. He was gone.
Didn't want none of that smoke.
Yeah, no, he was gone.
But do you think, before we close this discussion, do you also think, as black men, especially through the media or entertainment, you have to be as squeaky clean as possible?
You do.
Because there's no comeback. Like, I remember, is it PJ and Duncan, whatever one of them crashed the car, I think injured some woman, whatever. Tabloids spoke about it, but not in the depths of, like, if it was a black man now, that would have been his career done.
Yeah.
And, like, you've had other people who have done stuff like that before or done worse things and still made a comeback.
But it kind of goes back to a classic thing, that whether it was said explicitly like this, it was alluded to at some point in each and every one of our growths, which was that thing that my guy Olivia Pope's dad had said in Scandal, which is, you have to be twice as good to get half the opportunities that they get.
Yeah.
And again, whether it was said to you explicitly like that or was kind of just drilled into you in a way like, look, when you go out, you have to make sure you carry yourself a certain way because they're going to assume, no, like little things like that, which we all have grown up with to the point where, whereas adults, and it's second nature. You can code switch like, hey, fam, what? Yeah, hi, how are you? Can I help? It's just naturally ingrained in you because that's what you were kind of taught, that's what you had to do to survive. So, yeah.
And
prayers for everyone involved.
Yeah,
but
100%.
I would just like to find out that he didn't.
And for everyone listening as well, like it's not because a lot of the narrative a lot of people try to push is men can be so insensitive when these things happen. No, listen, it's not men versus women.
No,
it's not men versus women. Everyone's against that sort of crime. Yeah, anyone with any morals is against that sort of crime, and we've got morals, so. These are crimes that we're against. You won't. I'm yet to meet someone who's for that sort of crime, right? But also at the same time, not many of us make it out. So when someone does make it out, as a black
there's
man,
always that. There's always that.
And a lot of you won't be able to understand it until
there's always that.
And it's like when I see a black man make it out, what's the bashy line? When I see the phone on the pitch, I'm like, black man's up in it. Like, that's where it is.
Big shout out to Bashi, man. I loved his project.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
Big shout out to him.
I heard a recent song, Black Man Lose Their Smile.
Yeah.
Cold.
That was deep.
Cold.
Beautiful.
But a lot of people can't understand that. They don't. So this is the thing. Like when I see online these gender wars happen, I'm like, listen. Black men learn to be gentle with black women. Black women learn to be gentle with black men.
We need to come together. We need to come together.
We need to come together. And there's certain things we don't understand about each other that our parents' generation did. But our generation, it's like we're losing that. It's like
hear what both of you are saying. Do you see the current crop of 20 to 25-year-olds?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Coming together.
Coming together.
Mark. Do you see them coming together?
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
That's what I mean.
And it scares me.
Now these are the people. These are the people who in 20 years are going to be 30, 40 years old.
Scares me.
How are they going to be them?
Yeah, it's that lack of community. What we in this room are coming from a time where we grew up in what that community was really like. So we've had that flavor for it. So we are now watching just how far we're getting from what that used to be, or any form of new version of that. Yeah.
So it's like, and that's why I was like, 25 to 30-year-olds now coming together. They are more further apart than ever.
Yeah,
listen, they're talking about
that age range. So yeah, 100%. I can let you know that. Yeah, it's crazy. Some of the, like when
the simple things of just give and take and love and appreciation, and I give some and you give some and we both give some.
I'm scared.
I don't want to give up mine because it.
You know what scares me the most, right? So whenever like the man them link up with girls, right? The conversation always turns into men versus women.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Because
that or money.
Yeah, or something silly like, and it's like these conversations are pathetic.
What do you bring to the table?
What do you bring to the table? Why should I pay for the first date?
I want to be a passenger princess. I want to be taken care of. Why should I
date a broke boy? Why should I date a girl that can't cook? All the nonsense starts to come out, and it's like
I'm not dating a man unless he's making 6 figures. First of all.
Yeah, like
first of all.
We need to do better, man. We need to do better. I think with Finney as well. I think with his situation as well. One thing I do want to point out, because one of the things they said is I saw a girl say for Finney to be extradited or whatever he's happened to him already means that the evidence must have been so hot on the woman's body, right? And then she quoted where it says the marks on her body were beyond the pale, right? Cool. Black people, please understand before you judge. Understand, we're talking about a race of people that bruise. We can't bruise like that. Literally, they themselves, they will tell you, they could eat a bowl of chilies and their whole body goes red, right? They could eat the smallest of spiciest things and their whole body goes red. I've accidentally nudged one of my guys before, and marks have appeared. Like, don't. All I'm saying is, I get it that you feel because they said it's beyond the pale, but I don't know what kind of Diesel was having, and if it was rough, and if cool, yeah, there's gonna be marks. Yeah, with black girl, you might get away with it. Black girl, there's not gonna be marks. Light skin girl, okay, cool. You might have a little stuff here and there, right? But I'm just being candid. Like,
I shouldn't laugh.
That's just no, but it's just the truth. Like, dancing girl, you're good to go the next day. You're good. You're at work the next day. No one knows what happened. No one knew you were hanging from the. No, I'm going crazy.
You're taking too far.
No one knew you was getting whipped.
Not hanging from the.
Yeah. But yeah. We should just be patient and wait for the information to come out.
There you go. Don't try and play people's court too quick.
Yep.
All right, swiftly moving on. Speaking about the man them, or a certain generation of man, or like if they're receding the hairline and they go bald, apparently calling a man bald could be sexual harassment. And I'm saying that because it's following a court case decision by a high court judge, and basically the ruling follows a lengthy case caught by an electrician who claimed he had been sexually assaulted by his boss during a heated row in 2019. Comments were made about his baldness, including being called a stupid, bald, see you next Tuesday by a supervisor. I mean,
nasty piece of work.
Does this touch upon the softness thing, or is it equal to?
Yeah, it touches up on the softness thing, but serves them right.
Because that could be, so a man can be very sensitive about, of course, losing his hair or whatever.
Shouldn't be shamed for something.
It's a top bins goal for men.
Yeah, 100%. Because you can't do that. A guy can't control, losing hair or anything. These are things that men can't control, and you don't see men mocking women over menopause and stuff like these things don't happen. Like, and if you was a man doing that, you're a bit weird.
Yeah.
Right. So
men can go for some low hanging fruit, though. I'm not gonna lie. Man can go for some low hanging fruit.
100%. But it's like, even as a guy, if you're doing it, it's looked down upon.
Yeah.
Like, men don't respect men that do things like that.
Yeah.
So it's looked down upon. But yeah, no, of course, listen, I might get there one day. I don't speak down on bold people. I've never I can't remember insulting someone for being bold. I don't see why. I just know it's a part of manhood. Like, and I know it's a thing that men can't control. And furthermore, when they did it to my girl, everyone was crying. Jada Pinkett. Women was talking about, she must feel insecure about her hair. So for him to say that is okay, cool. Now alright, cool. Now men are telling you
they don't like it.
They don't like it. So now you have to stop. Same way, because women made body shaming a thing. Men didn't care about body shaming. Men, you body shame each other all the time.
Oh yeah, men. Trust me.
You're getting fat.
Yeah, it's straight up and down.
Your boy, like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, your lips are looking mad. Like, you just.
Ain't no man chatting about my lips.
that's how the men would talk to each other. Growing up is how we would.
Yeah, it is.
Each other.
That was our practicing ground.
Exactly, right.
Practicing hours. We used to cuss each other.
We never, body shaming wasn't a thing to us. That, if anything, that made us more. That made us more resilient.
Tougher skin.
Yeah, it made us tough. Like, cool. But they made body shaming a thing, which is fine. Okay, body shaming. Okay, cool. So the gender that understands body shaming can't be the gender partaking in body shaming. You can't do that.
You shouldn't.
If you because I see a video, and there's a guy going around, he was saying to women, "Does the guy's height matter?" And she was like, "Yeah."
Oh, that's
like, okay, cool.
Let's measure your.
Brings out the scale or the
tape measure. Says, "Yeah, let's measure your waist.
Let's check your waist."
Nah. She walked up and no.
Because if you're judging guys off, and this is the thing as well, guys get it tough. Like, guys will get judged.
The height is definitely build, hair, facial hair,
joint size. Like, it's crazy the stuff men go through. But it's like, bro, you can't even say you can't
Don't get me wrong, women do get it.
No, they do. But
I think you know, I do think sometimes they do add more pressure, and the fact that obviously what they see in social media, they think that's what all men sometimes want: the big backs, the breast assists, the small waist. You know, but sometimes just have a conversation with a guy
and find out.
And all guys we don't all like the same thing.
And the truth is as well, like I've never once. It's kind of like the whole eyelashes or wig situation. I don't hear men say, "I want you to put on a wig. I like this wig." Guys,
but remember, it's not about us.
Yeah, but then they would say we're the ones that put the pressure on, but we don't, because we don't even talk. You think a guy?
I've never heard a man said, "I like a girl with long."
I've never in my life heard a guy say that.
Bat wing eyelashes.
I've never ever heard a guy say that. So I don't know where these things are even coming from. Like I've never heard a guy. These lot keep introducing things to the beauty standards and then blame it on men. But it's like, I wasn't a part of this conversation. I never approved of it. I never said I wanted it. Why are you blaming me? Why are you blaming me for why you've got cumbrellas? I never said that. What's going on?
I think.
And cumbrellas,
not
I don't
to
know when
say.
men ever had a say in that.
Yeah, I have. It kind of feels like it's based on what men, or the majority of men, seem to want, and then that, okay, well, this is what you want? Cool, all right, so then I'm going to make myself like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, it's not based on us saying this is what we want. We want big backs, we want long weave, we want brothers.
But do you think there's a difference in what men want, as in just physically? Yeah, I'll trouble that. And then what men want to settle down with, or who they choose to be their wife or their partner for life. Because you may look at a big back, I want that, but it could be something that you just want to tap once or twice and then go about your business.
Okay, what age do you stop doing that?
I don't think there's an age that you. I don't think there's an age that you stop doing it.
Certain things, like this is the thing as well.
All right, it's not okay. It's not really a stage. It's not really an age, but I think it's more a stage in you as a person where you just come and you stop and you.
Hey yo.
Where you just stop and you go, you know what? I'm.
Wild. Be careful. Be careful, because I know you're trying to select your.
You know, where you just say, you know what? I'm tired of just trying stuff, and I just want something to just let's go.
Do you know what? A lot of things are fantasies, and you can't have a fantasy forever, because then it's not a fantasy no more. It becomes boring.
Yeah.
So the whole point of a fantasy is it's never gonna die, because it's a fantasy and it's something you experience either once or very few times. Right? So this is why like stuff like that just aren't gonna die. But at the same time, if you actually look at, I don't see my guys just getting married and my friends in long-term relationships, I don't see them making these things key reasons for why
it's
they're
not.
Like,
you know what a key reason is? Peace.
100%.
And someone you can actually have a proper conversation with.
They miss out on that part though. They miss out on that part and they focus on the surgery side of things. Breast, bum. Okay, cool. But what about the peace? What about someone that could just understand?
What about someone who's got your back? Someone that supports you?
100%. Not someone that says, if I saw something, it's like, if my man loses his job, like, yeah, he's got a month to get another job because bills have to be paid. Thinking, oh my God. Oh my God.
All right, speaking of jobs.
Yeah.
The wonderful UK government has proposed weight loss jabs for unemployment as a measure to tackle obesity and boost employment. Make it make sense.
That's the thing.
I don't know who put that and that and thought, yeah.
Belly's gonna get you. Hold that. Get your ass back to work.
You know what it is? I'll be real. The sad reality is, what it is they're just using people as guinea pigs.
Oh yeah.
And that's all it is. Like, that's all the government wants to do. They want to use this drug on people that are what they deem to be in the worst position possible, overweight and jobless, and at home doing nothing, and they want to use this. They want to use them as guinea pigs to test something, and if this thing works,
it just sounds like
it's just yeah.
All right, in a devil's advocate, just again, not saying this is my stance, but just devil's advocate in this whole in that particular thing.
Yeah,
there's in believing that there's a because I'm bad in saying that there's a very big, massive cross section of the country where people are not doing anything to combat the problem. Is this not the solution?
How is it the solution?
I don't, yeah.
What? So you're gonna lose weight and then magically
get yourself back to work instead of claiming.
Yeah, but say if your job is just sitting on your backside on the computer.
But I don't. You see, but this is the thing.
Are they even applying for those jobs? Is the question.
I don't know. Who's to say which ones will get signed up? Like, and then
tape measure.
How long does that jab last for? Do you have to keep on getting the jab?
Ozempic.
Is there side effects?
Ozempic.
Yeah, that's the medication.
Is that the medication?
Yeah, the Ozempic. Yeah, that's what they're trying to use. But my thing is like,
or crack cocaine. Crack cocaine always keeps people thin.
But this is the Ozempic thing, yeah.
Guys on my road are always thin. Guys at the end of my road are always thin. All year round.
5 years from now, I think a lot of people are gonna regret doing it because I think there's gonna be serious side effects. I think that.
The back end backlash. I think. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Where like it may come, like where it may just like all come back at once out of nowhere and
what the fat.
Or even
like Sherman Clump.
No,
or even like auto
like vibes.
Even like autoimmune diseases, even autoimmune diseases and things like that. I just think like, yeah, I don't know. It's a weird topic. It's a strange thing the government wants to do. But I think, as I said, I always use this analogy, right? I don't know if you lot have had, you've got little brothers, right? But have you ever been in your house one day and your parents are at home and it's just your little brothers there or your little sisters and you just want to terrorize them for the sake of doing it?
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Because you can.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I'm just going to move his PlayStation pad there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to walk in his room and throw his phone.
Yeah.
I'm just going to, because I can.
You're right, sis.
Yeah. Slap the back of their head.
Walk in my sister's room, slap her head. Let's stop. Cool. Right? I think the government gets that form of boredom as well.
I was thinking, where's the guy with this?
No, I do think they get
the government like.
I think they wake up. No, real talk.
How can we fuck with them today?
It's human nature. You know, sometimes, like the older brother in me, it's so crazy. Like the older, I'll say to her, like, I'll be looking at Harley sometimes and I'll see she's just smiling. She's happy and I'm like, yeah, I need to do something.
To change that shit.
I need to change that.
What are you so happy for?
Oh, this is bollocks. What's all this happy shit?
I need to change that. Like, or randomly, like, someone will get excited whilst they're telling me something. Yeah, right, shut up. I didn't ask for
Fuck
that.
off.
I didn't, all right, you can shut up, girl. Like, that's just, but that's the old.
Gav just want to see black clouds.
Fuck off, you happy prick.
Brother in you. You just want to do them little things, like, because what are you happy for? Let's test your chin.
Let's test your chin.
You shouldn't be this happy. So I actually think the government does the same thing. They just wake up and it's like, yeah, we need to test our chins. We're testing our chins. We need to start doing crazy things. And they just do it. And I think the sad part is there's some governments that do it in subtle ways, and there's other governments that do it in dangerous ways. Like, okay, yeah, I need to invade this country. I need to. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's just the way the government is in most countries. They just want to test out stuff like, yeah, let's
spin it.
Yeah, how can we do something crazy today? Like, you see, like Rishi Sunak, right?
Yeah. When
was it him that did it? The whole eat out to yeah, it wasn't thought through. Yeah, he just woke up. He just woke up. He said, "Listen, we need to do something mad because a lot of people are rating our power. We need to do something mad." Everyone in the midst of COVID,
they're not rating us.
Go and eat out. It doesn't matter. Just go and eat out. 50% everyone. We don't care who's paying for it. 50% everywhere, bro. Just go. And then these don't just make stuff up, man. I'm telling you.
Oh jeez.
Oh shit.
Okay.
I have never thought of it as a government. I say, hey, I wonder if you could take a punch today.
No, that's what I told. That's what I told
COVID.
Whoa,
what?
That's what I tell people. Don't okay, cool. Perfect example, right? So Kamala Harris has recently come out, right? And everyone knows previously they've interviewed Kamala Harris.
Just want the world to know.
And they've asked her about what you're gonna do for black people or black men in particular, and she says, "I'm not gonna do anything in particular for black men, but I'm gonna do this, which is gonna help out black men, right?" But then now, a month before the election, she's put out an agenda or something she's gonna do to help black men. And people are like, "Hold on a minute." The black men are like, "Hang on a minute." The Democrats have had 4 years to put out this agenda. So why are you doing it a month before election?
But do you think it's a bit... I have an issue with that. The fact that someone would ask that for what you're going to do about black men or black people. Like, you don't ask that from a white politician.
You do, because Joe Biden did get asked those questions. And that's when they start saying stuff like, we're going to create black jobs, and they mess up.
What's black jobs?
See what I'm saying, right? That's where they mess up, because they feel as if they have to answer these questions, and they end up overcompensating and messing up. But I just feel in general, like, all of a sudden when election season's around the corner, I'm like, as a Democrat, right, you need to ask yourself, and I don't support any of them anyway, but as a Democrat, you need to ask yourself, okay, cool, they're making these promises now, but you've just been in power for 4 years. So you wasn't talking none of that stuff.
Politicians lie all the time.
And that's what I said.
They feed you fakeness all the time.
They want. They wake up and they throw the toys in the bin. They do whatever they want. They don't care. They walk around like Tupac. They do anything.
Oh my God.
Tupac, when he walked out of court,
I remember that.
spitting in every camera. It's crazy. They do what they want. Thug life. They do what they want, bro.
That's the politicians for you. Did anyone hear about, obviously, apparently the ticket sales sold out within 2 hours. Chris Brown, South Africa, and I was just like, that's a big move. That's nice. And then women's rights in South Africa want to sign petitions and not let Chris Brown perform, which I find a bit odd. I'm like, if you don't want to go to the concert, don't go. But obviously, there is a section that want to go, that bought tickets. Yeah, let them enjoy it. And is this all stemming from his past?
Yeah.
That is never going to leave him because they just love to bring it back up.
God's going to have a field day when it's Judgment Day. He's going to have a field day with a lot of people.
What, someone can't have growth and like, you know.
These people don't believe in forgiving people and people moving on. They must hold, you can't, God forbid Chris Brown changes his life.
He's moving on,
yeah. We have to keep him where he's at. I don't even understand it. I don't even know what they're doing.
I just hope he just smashes his tour and then...
I hope he smashes it. But you know what? Chris Brown, at the same time, as a black man, I get it, bro. If you're tired, hey, South Africa, I'm not coming. You's not. Go get Tyler. Yeah? You don't deserve Chris Brown. Go get Tyler.
Not even the same.
You don't deserve Chris Brown.
How long would that concert be? Like 2 minutes?
2 minutes, 3 songs.
But that's the sad thing. That
4 or 5 times. Yeah, it's crazy.
Reload.
The weird. Well, it's not weird, but I can guarantee you the majority of people who bought those tickets were women.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And let's not forget.
And remember, it's sold out.
Yeah.
Not selling, sold out.
Out.
And the one thing I always like to stress with this whole Chris Brown thing, Rihanna forgave him.
And he was a child.
Rihanna forgave him. Who am I to say anything more?
Yeah. What we did there.
That was between him and her. And what happened was what happened.
Yep.
And he served his time.
Yep. They patterned it. She forgave him. They're both flourishing in their careers. Rihanna doesn't seem bothered by it anymore. She's grown up. You know what I'm saying?
They dated after that.
She's grown up.
Rihanna's tough. She's you know, she's moved on. She's a big success.
Yeah.
Leave it out. Just leave it. Just, you don't have to. Like, I don't. Why do people want to be outraged? I don't. Do you know how stressful it is being angry for no reason?
The thing sometimes I don't understand is that, what do you want him to do? Do you just want him to disappear in a
They want him to go back. How old do you want? Like 15 years. When was it that he was a child? They wanted to go back to when he was a kid and take back the strikes and the kicks and the headbutts and the punches.
You can't.
You can't. It's done. It's done. What's happened has happened. It's done. He's apologized. She's apologized for her role in whatever happened. They've forgiven each other.
They moved on.
They moved on.
They've moved. They've had children.
Trust me, women's rights in South Africa, there's a lot going on in South Africa
that you can be fighting for.
Then a Chris Brown concert.
I know about the stuff going on in South Africa. Yeah, you might want to leave this concert alone. There's more things going on.
That may bring some joy to some people.
Yeah, that might, exactly. You might want to leave this concert alone, man.
I don't get it. I really don't understand.
I'm sorry, but isn't FGM kind of rife in South Africa?
FGM.
Female genital mutilation.
Oh yeah.
I think that's kind
there's
of
still the apartheid going on.
That's more important and more prevalent than Chris Brown doing a concert, and then you're basing your outrage on
the past,
on an incident that happened in the past. And if you want to mention other incidents, they were all in the past. How long do you hang somebody? You don't think they're hanging themselves over these incidents and over these things that they've been through? So,
you know what's so crazy about it?
It's outrage for outrage sake. It feels like outrage for outrage sake.
It's sad though, because
it's just riding a train of what the industry has done to him for a very long time, and continue to do.
It's I always say it's sad because everyone takes L's privately though. When you're a celebrity like he was, at the age he was at, all your L's are going to be
on Front Street,
for everyone to see. But I just feel at that age, you're extremely vulnerable for your L's to be out there like that. But it's just the life you chose, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to roll with the punches. But at the same time, we need to just figure out.
That was foul.
We need to. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, I didn't mean it. I definitely didn't mean that. But we gotta just understand. Look, the same grace we would want people to give us when we mess up. And when we messed up as kids, yeah, I didn't do what he did, but cool. You know, people done worse. Some people done the same. I don't know with it. Move past things. Like, learn to forgive people. Learn to just move.
Or just don't entertain it.
Just don't go. Just don't go. You know, you ain't got to go to the show. It's expensive anyway.
Well, there is also that. You could just not go.
Yeah.
And shut up.
Don't go to the show. Just stay in your house. And just my piano. Tyler.
And staying on music, something O brought up. He wants to talk about the Jcole verse.
So now this isn't the first time that Jcole has returned to on a track since the whole Kendrick and Drake thing, but this is the first song where he has addressed anything about it. And obviously the world had been waiting to hear, because
I wasn't.
The world no, you know why? Because the world went from Jcole, you're a pussy, nah fam, you're a pussy. And then it was like, listen,
I understand,
fam. Dear Aubrey, and everyone was like, nah bro, we get it. Just go ride your bike, sit on the beach. We understood what you were doing. So now with this track, he's featured on it's his track. It's his track.
Is it Portobello?
I think Port Antonio.
Something.
And he references his part in the Drake and Kendrick issue. And basically he says that he made he did it because he didn't want to lose a friend.
Aww.
Basically saying he didn't want to lose a friend. He, he still owes a lot to Drake. He still loves Drake. And he basically, what was the line? I walked away with both of their blood on my jacket.
Oh no, that's
When did you make Kendrick bleed?
That's he has to get punched up for it. That's crazy. That's both of their blood, both of them.
Carry on.
I think personally that particular line, what I think he meant was, as somebody watching from the sidelines, he watched them both go at it, and obviously in them going at it, both of their blood ended up on his jacket because he decided
I still didn't see where Kendrick bleed.
He decided not to take part. Okay, just in just a fight sense. All right, we all know Kendrick didn't really do much bleeding. There's more, when Iron Man did all that stuff and Thanos was like, "Oh, that for a drop of blood." It was more like that. But
I know Reese will probably listen to this and be like, I wish I was in this conversation.
Yeah, I know. You already know how I feel about Jcole. I don't like his face. So I was interested to hear what he was going to say. But then now he said it, I just like, I don't really care.
You could shut up.
I don't really care.
All right. That line that you said about the bleed part,
yeah,
I was just like, come on, really? But the part that pissed me off is when he said, I didn't want to enter it for clicks and likes and and bots and stuff. I was like, why are you reading what the internet are saying? That pissed me off.
Yeah.
But the thing that pissed me off the most, he was trying, my pen is fire, blah, blah. If I was in the battle, I would have won. Don't give me your woulda, shoulda, nulda. Like, you tried it. You dropped your 7-minute drill and you flopped hard.
Say that.
Shut up.
After what? Oh, dude, it's not even like you just... If you did 7-minute drill and then just removed it from all DSPs and all of that, didn't even explain it.
Didn't want to smoke.
Cool. No, everyone would guess that, but we wouldn't know. But you then went on stage,
shameless,
sat on a chair, like George Benson, and explained yourself. And now you've come out like, yeah, well, you know what? If I
would have won.
If I did, like, yeah, my homie told me, like, you're still the king, like, you're still... What? You didn't show any of that in the...
I didn't like the fact that he was still bigging up Drake. Didn't mention Kendrick's name for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe them two are falling out proper now, and he wants to patch his relationship with Drake. I don't know, but Drake is still aspiring. He's still going down. Like, the dude's talking about he ain't got friends and he doesn't trust nobody in the industry.
Oh my God,
could you shut up? Could you shut up? And what accent was that?
Did you see that?
Man is crying.
Oh my God.
But no, I'll be honest. I was disappointed in that second verse of J. Cole's, because I was thinking it wasn't needed. It wasn't needed at all. You could have said your part in the beef, cool. But I just thought I would have won if I would take... shut up.
Do you know P Money had a bar back in the day that gets, and he said, any asshole in a leaky jacket, you're the type to watch your best friend fight, then after that say, did you see me back here? That is J. Cole for me. Don't come... The beef's over. Everyone stop swinging. Don't come now and...
I would have done that. I would have done this.
Don't do that.
But I was there, if I'm all the back.
But he was the first one to put...
If I was there still, I would have...
He was the first one to put his name in the hat after the third person shooter. He was the first to do that.
I think as well, like, the industry's quite small when you think about it, right? So someone's probably showing him what Kendrick's dealing with. Like, in terms of the diss tracks, he probably got a sneak preview, or someone in Kendrick's campus.
Apparently, it was Schoolboy Q who went up to him and was like, "Look,
you don't want this.
Yeah, stay away.
It's gonna get dark in here. We turn the lights out. It's getting dark in here." And that apparently, I don't know if it's true.
J. Cole's always been the peaceful guy, so he's just done it. But don't do this now. I like J. Cole as well. Like, to be honest,
I like him, but
to be honest, I'm a bigger J. Cole fan than Kendrick and
I'm the other way around.
And Drake.
And your boy, Duck Lip Drake.
I used to like. I used to listen to Jcole a lot. So
just don't.
That may need to be.
That
may need to be the poster.
Just don't.
But yeah, no, Jcole. Like I feel I do. This is the thing I did say though. I feel as if Jcole is lyrical enough to be involved.
Oh no, 100%.
I don't think he'll win. Not against Kendrick.
For me, he should. But he talks like he's number one and stuff like that. And if you want to be number one, you got to take off some heads.
You know what it is? I don't think. You know what? He ain't got that dog in him. Jcole ain't got that grit in him. He's not that kind of guy. He's not that kind of guy. Like he's not.
Then don't talk that shit. Then.
But
Kendrick control.
Kendrick's really from the hood. He's really from
Kendar.
Whereas Jcole, I think Jcole took a different path. Jcole studied. Like he went uni and all, like he moved from like Carolina to New York, studied and
but you can still be book smart and still have.
Oh no, 100%. I'm just saying. I think Jcole's life, he didn't grow up like Kendrick. Kendrick's got.
Do you think that's why he may relate more to Drake?
100%, because Kendrick has that. Because there's a heartlessness about Kendrick's approach to Drake. There was a heartlessness about it. Like
he didn't like him.
Yeah, like he wasn't like because as soon as Kendrick's come out, he's gone the lowest of the lowest of the low.
No, but you know why? He mentioned he's missed his name.
No, listen.
That's it.
Even if he didn't do it, Kendrick would have got there. Kendrick just would have got because he Kendrick's just like you can just.
No. I tell you the truth. Kendrick is a Gemini, and I know as a fellow Gemini, once you hit that nerve,
I have never
it's
thought
over.
of it
it's
as
darkness.
Ruthlessness.
There was.
No, I agree though. It's just funny. The word ruthlessness.
Like heartlessness about like he did not care. Like even when it was back at the Bucker's got to wear a case. Why is he around? That's a serious case I'm talking about. That's serious stuff. These are crazy.
Do you want to know what's really funny? And you know what? This is the thing about the ruthlessness. Just the other day, it was Drake's his son's birthday. And wasn't Baka at the thing, and they posted the photos, and wasn't everyone going, but Baka's got a weird case. Why is he around? And the president moving flocks. They was going all of the shit. Like he's giving us.
It's crazy.
Anyway.
Everything about what Kendrick did was crazy. Even when he performed it 7 times, like he wants him to die. I don't think people don't understand. Kendrick doesn't want to shake hands with him. He don't want to shake his hand. Kendrick wants him out of here. And he did like, you know, like old school Deontay Wilder when he used to say like, I want to kill you. That's what it was. It's like, I don't want to shake your hand afterwards. I want you dead. Like, it's just a ruthless, and that's why I said there was a ruthlessness.
It was ruthless,
And I don't think J. Cole has that ruthlessness.
I get you.
Because Pusha T tapped into that ruthlessness when he started talking about 40 being sick. Even though 40's got multiple sclerosis, which is a dangerous disease. But he didn't care. And I saw like afterwards, Drake did like a sitter, like a what's they called, like what's that thing where it's bare people talking, a podcast?
The Shop.
But it was like LeBron James.
The Shop.
And Drake was saying, I've studied hip hop to know that there are limits, there are boundaries, and he crossed it. No, he did. No,
he did not.
Listen to Hit 'Em Up Again. Don't even listen to the bars. Just
no Vaseline. Just listen to it.
Just listen to the monologue.
The monologue.
Don't fuck listen to the lyrics. You don't have to listen to the lyrics.
Yeah, just listen to what. Just listen to the ad libs and the outro.
One of your sickle cell. Sickle cell. Rest in peace.
There is no rules when it comes to battling.
Like there is not at all.
And I hate the narrative they use afterwards. Like, oh, he had something in the tuck that was going to destroy the industry. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
The thing that the Drake fan stands kind of, and even Drake himself did, was that he tried to set the bar for what the battle rap rules are according to him. So when Kendrick did Control, and then he was like, oh, it's great everyone's talking about it, but it's like a 2-week thing, no one's really I mean, how does that verse even start? Most people don't know how verses start, but they remember them. They remember the moment. They remember the impact. So when he was doing that whole thing about, oh, well, you know, he crossed the line, it's like, again, have you heard Hit 'Em Up? Have you heard No Vaseline?
Exactly.
Have you heard Second Round Knockout? There's
it's the same records that you're making is paying me. Mother F Trey, mother Snoop, mother fuck them, bro. When it comes my left flow, that right there was great. Well, Mr. Knockout, definition of
no, because you know what it is now. Now people see a diss track, it has to be a hit, and I don't. Where did people get that from? Like,
you know what the crazy thing is, and that's why Kendrick won as well, because it's about
he beat him at his own game.
Yeah, Kendrick, and this is why I said there's a ruthlessness about it
because he did it in different ways.
He wanted to beat him in
every type of way.
He did it in different ways.
There's like certain hip hop. There's certain like hip hop battles where it's been okay, cool. So and so got that round, and then it's been you could discuss who won.
Yeah.
So even Nas, Jay-Z, you could discuss who won, right? But when Ether dropped, you couldn't. You couldn't.
I didn't like Ether.
Me neither.
The beat was horrible. He wasn't really saying much. I prefer Takeover for me is a better song.
But Takeover won it for me personally.
But then again, this.
But we're not talking about that.
Yeah, but then again, what I was gonna say is, either way, even with that, people can still say, okay, Jay, Nas, who you sided with?
Yeah.
Kendrick didn't want discussions. He didn't want this to be. He didn't want you to have conversations 10 years from now asking who won. He made sure he beat him at his own game, and his Kendrick.
The drops were disgusting. Let me drop this.
Kendrick beat him from all angles. It was a comprehensive beatdown.
It was.
The Drake fans know it was a beatdown. It was comprehensive.
Some of them are still in denial.
That's okay. But 10 years from now, they won't be in any real conversations about hip hop. They'll talk about Sabrina Carpenter and Taylor Swift, something else. The real hip hop heads, they know what happened.
Yeah.
It goes down in history.
And they
know what happened.
It's the aftermath since then where he's not been as outside. His music ain't.
A lot of his songs have not hit the. They've not.
And something's telling me Kendrick is just waiting
for that right moment.
He's just waiting.
He may be waiting for his birthday.
He's waiting for Drake to say something smart, something slick, and he's gonna come out again, and he's gonna deal with him again.
I don't reckon he'll make another diss track.
Not what Kendrick.
No, Kendrick won't make another diss track.
No, he doesn't need to. He's still got five more.
I think if Drake says something slick, it's like he used to remind me of a saying back in the day when someone used to say to you back in the day, "All right, cool, I'm just gonna get him set. I'm gonna call people to beat him up. I'm gonna get him set. You get me set. I know where you live. I go to the same school as you. I'm gonna beat you up every day of my life. I'm gonna beat you up every day, just for the sake of it. And then when the people come that are meant to deal with you, okay, cool. But if I survive, I'm gonna beat you up every day of my life.
I am flogging you
of my life,
every day
until something has to
until something changes.
When you know you're dealing with that kind of person, you allow it. You don't want, and this is why a lot of people don't get into beef, because it's like, okay, cool. Well, you know you're dealing with a maniac. Cool.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
And I think eventually Drake, his whole camp realized, okay, let's leave it there.
I don't think they did. They realized they lost.
No, I think because Drake said he was onto summer vibes now. Like I remember he posted.
Yeah, but he didn't drop a summer tune.
And then he didn't drop that.
I think, but that's the thing. Drake, but that's what I'm saying. That's him realizing it needs to stop. It needs to stop. I can't win this. I can't win it. I think Jcole is. I don't know why Jcole's doing this. It's weird.
It's very weird.
I don't get it because we don't even want this beef to be rekindled. It's done. I don't want to go through this no more. I don't want to go through. It was a great moment.
It was an amazing moment.
It was amazing.
Let Kendrick move on. Let Drake move on.
Big shout out to Kendrick for Watch the Party. What is it? Watch the Party Die. Love that song.
Yeah.
Speaking about the party, even him including Party Next Door. What did Party Next Door ever do? But Kendrick wants all of them dead. It's not. There's no, all of them.
But didn't Drake have something to do with Schoolboy Q not performing in Toronto?
Yeah, but who cares about Toronto? Really, truly, who cares about not performing in Toronto?
All
right. Kendrick's literally from the biggest city in terms of the industry. Like, if you're from LA, New York, cool.
Atlanta.
If someone says you can't Atlanta, right? If someone says you can't perform in LA, then you're missing out on a lot of money.
Yeah.
If someone says you can't perform in Toronto, charge it. Yeah, charge it.
California's massive.
Oh, you had another topic. Sex work, marriage. Do they go hand in hand?
All right, so there is what do you call her? Influencer? I don't know what you call the people these days.
Author,
of
what?
influencer, author.
Got a couple books. Got a couple.
Author,
Maybe she should stick to that
then. Activist. I don't know.
Yep.
Humanitarian. I don't know.
Content creator.
Feminist. By the name, definite feminist. By the name of Slumflower,
Yep.
and she was
sister.
on. She was featured on ZZ Mills's platform the other day, and they had an interesting conversation where they got into the topic of marriage, and the topic leaned into them basically saying that marriage is equal to sex work, and they are interchangeable, one and the same. Slumflower recently has faced a lot of you want to call it backlash about the comments from women, mainly women who take umbrage with her comments. What did you guys think?
I thought it was stupid.
Do you guys think that marriage is almost equal to sex work?
No,
but I think once again it's a case of it's two things have happened here. I think because listen to what she said, she's involved in some sort of sex work because she spoke. I think she said she's a dominatrix in her spare time, right? And I think sometimes to justify what you're doing, you have to look for extremes to feel good. But the only problem is you keep those extremes inside. Don't project. Because the world can't hear of them because they don't make sense. And I think she's just let the world. But then I think as well, because she's a public figure,
yeah,
she's let the world hear of it because really and truly it does her no harm. I think this is what she wanted. She did get the response she was looking for.
Yeah.
I think she was trying to be too smart. But I think sometimes it's not that deep. It's very simple. Sex work is sex work.
Marriage is
marriage. Whatever way you want to spin it in your head after a couple zoots, yeah, it's all wicked. But when we're sober, let's be.
Because is it? She's trying to say it's more of the, let's say, arrangement type marriages, or I don't see how you can put one. Your sex worker means you get paid or whatever to have sex with these people, whatever. Having sex with your husband or whatever,
it's not transactional.
Yeah.
But you see, this is where I say, in a way, I kind of understand what she's saying, because this generation has been taught that things like that are transactional. So they've been taught you can give a man sex as a gift. You could,
make sure you get your money.
Yeah, like, if you want a happy man,
make sure you get your coin.
There's what a happy man that's going to take you shopping. Make sure he leaves the house with a full stomach and an empty sack. All these little stupid things where it's transactional. You do this, right? And then he does that.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the way they teach these things, right? So in her head, in her defense, she's probably thinking, okay, well, if we're talking about, you sleep with your man, and then in return, he gives you this. He gives you love. He gives you this money. He buys you this. He pays for your bills, right? So that's probably the angle at a stretch that she's trying to go down in it. But at the same time, it's different because there's actually emotions involved in what's going on. There's actually emotions involved in this partnership. It's not just a transactional. It can be, but for the most part, if we're talking about actual relationships and marriage, most marriages aren't transactional, contrary to what people say online and popular belief. Most marriages are about love. Yeah.
That's
marriages.
That's the thing. Yeah. That's the thing.
I don't like people trying to change the narrative of that. But then also, this is the internet. Internet will do what internet does.
The internet, yeah. So
that's the thing that hurt me, was that you kind of just you just stripped marriage down to just sex.
This generation's trying to do, they're trying to act like, and this is the thing as well. Sex is a pleasurable act for both parties, right? And
sometimes it is.
Now, sometimes, right? We hope for the majority of the time it should be, right?
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, right? But if it's
legs open,
if it's not, it could just be okay. Out of the love, I'm gonna do this for my partner. I'm gonna please my partner. That's love. That's still love. That's made you do this, not because you were forced or not because you were being paid. It's still love. It's still, you feeling. You wanted to see someone happy. You wanted to make someone's day. You wanted to give someone. Is
the bigger conversation? Is marriage more a transactional thing with the younger generation?
Yes,
now?
it is.
Is it seen as like
on social media?
Yeah,
I don't know.
On social media, is it
social media? Marriage is definitely transactional. It's definitely not the same.
It's not looked at as Cliff and Claire anymore.
No.
It's definitely transactional. Like, I can't be with a man that
with an Uncle Phil.
I can't be with a man that wants to go 50-50. I can't be with a Do you know, like,
I'm sorry, if I work and you work, why?
No, you know what's so sad? Right?
Never understood.
I sat down the other day with my boy Richie, and we actually went down. We actually looked at.
Excuse me?
Oh, that's crazy. Yep. Crazy, right?
Yeah. That's a what?
Never do that again. But we had a conversation, and in that conversation we were exploring how much people like, we was looking at a mortgage, for example, how much mortgage is, right? And certain mortgages are like $2,000, $2,500 a month. Right? Cool. Then we're looking at mortgage, and that's not even utilities or council tax. So utilities and council tax on top of that might take it to $3,000 something, right? And then you've got a car you pay for, and then you've got insurance, car insurance, and then you've got travel to work in the city because you work in the city. You've got to catch trains. You've got all these things. You've got food shopping. You've got leisure, right? The amount of money you would need to take care of another grown adult as well as children. Not many jobs are going to pay you this money because that's even more. 100 bags isn't enough. It's nowhere near enough to do all of those things, because when we broke it down, it was like, no, 100 bags you're just about. You won't have any extra money left over for holidays.
Anything.
Or anything.
Because you literally have to.
Because literally everything you get has to be spent. So, my thing is, okay, cool. Where black people, especially, because we're the ones on social media saying all this rubbish. Like, I'll be honest. Like, it's not white people. I'll be real. It is black people saying this, like, online. So, I want to ask black people, when did we start making money like this? When did we start getting this kind of money?
Even some of the rappers or whatever you think people are doing really well, they're not making the bread that you think they're making.
They're not, yeah.
They're not making that bread that you think. So my question is, when did we start making this kind of money? When did we neglect our parents' struggle and how they grew up and how they raised us? When did we forget all of that and move on to this new way of thinking? When did we do this? Because I watched my parents split stuff. They weren't the richest people on earth. I watched my parents split stuff. I watched my mum still fulfill her duties as a wife, and my dad still fulfill his duties as a man. It didn't make them less of whatever they were.
Marriage is a partnership.
Exactly, but it didn't make them less of what they were because they went 50-50 on certain things, and it's scary, man. It's a scary world, man. Marriage is becoming transactional on social media, but guess what? Found out a new trick. It's called closing that. Closing the goddamn app.
And go out there and touch grass.
Go out there and touch grass. Or go out there and go out with your peoples.
You know what?
Just chill.
I back that medicine.
Because the worst thing I've sometimes seen is the whole group of friends out, let's say a restaurant, whatever, and everyone's just like, yeah.
Come on. Food.
Come on.
Scallops. Look at that.
Scallops.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Don't eat yet. I've got to take a picture.
Yeah, show everyone's food. Like,
oh, lobster thing, yeah? Yeah, sweet.
We might know about freshwater prawns. Come on, man. But what?
You might know about tiger prawns.
Come on. It's eating good, eating well.
Caviar things.
All this time and your food's getting cold.
It's great. It's actually crazy. It is the worst thing. Like, they should do events where the moment you come in, you got to give in your phone, and you can only.
If I'm out with my people, you don't see me. You don't see my phone.
Yeah, I'm trying to vibe.
I'm enjoying the moment.
Yeah, I'm trying to vibe. I might want to check a score, see if Liverpool. Cool. Put my phone away. I'm trying to vibe.
But that's lost though, because it's now trying to capture. It's all about capturing the moment.
Everyone thinks they're reality TV star because they want to film everything, take pictures of everything, and post it online.
Everyone wants to capture the moment. Everyone wants to make sure that they're the first person.
You have this that captures the moment.
Do you know, like when I knew the world was low key finished?
Reality TV.
Not even reality TV. So I remember in college, right? Because for me it would have been college when people's using this phone, and ping goes off. Everyone goes in their pockets. Everyone searches for that. That one BlackBerry ping. Everyone goes to their phone.
Oh, I remember them days,
that's
man.
I was like, we're finished. We're so done.
As soon as that instant messenger happened,
bro.
Yeah,
BlackBerry was exciting days.
Oh, it was. It was beautiful days.
There's still never been a phone like it.
Didn't have to ask for no one. What's your pin?
Yeah.
What's your BBM pin? Give me your pin, innit?
BlackBerry's BB pin can never ever be topped. Like, it just can't be topped. Not by no iPhones, not by WhatsApp. Is nonsense. BB, nah.
BB pin.
But I kind of realised we was cooked when we will be in class and then it goes off and everyone reaches for their phone. So we've all got this phone.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all waiting for that ping.
Mm-hmm.
Might be a link from the day before, a link that you want to. It could be anyone. Good news. We're all waiting for that ping.
We're all waiting for that ping.
It's crazy, man.
That'll when they update their picture status. Yeah. You're like, oh.
Yeah, it's actually broadcasts, all that kind of stuff. That's so crazy.
Speaking of back in the day.
Wait, let me. Yeah, I was just thinking. See, just on that topic, and Gabriel, you're getting to that stage now where you're reminiscing now.
Yeah,
where you're remembering the good old days.
Back in my day.
So I wanted to ask the room, how are you feeling about getting older? Are you enjoying it, or is it pissing you off?
Who's going first?
I'll do it because I'm the young.
Oh, you want to do it in that order, yeah? Right, cool.
Yeah, because I want to hear you lot, because you lot would have a better insight. For me, I used to be, when I was young, I was scared of growing up, and you get to a stage where when I got to my early 20s, like 20, 21, I wanted to grow up.
Yeah.
Because I just knew all the great things I'm going to achieve is going to come with time.
Mm-hmm.
And not even to sound crazy, but I look at you lot and I look at your age and I see how you lot are nothing like what my parents was like when they was so
this age. I know.
You lot make us proud because it's like we want to get there. We want to, we look at the Idris Elbas and we're like, how old is Idris Elba? Because my parents were, look, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cool. And it's like, even as a man, right? Skepta was definitely not getting this praise he was getting when he was young. Now he's older. Everyone's onto him. Yeah. Every girl wants him now. Gets. I'm saying Gets. Like, Gets is the... Bro, when we was in Gets, no one was talking about Gets. Like, what?
No.
Gets was always rapping like he was about to shoot someone. That scared everyone.
I'm saying, men in this day and age, we're aging very well. I think because we know all the things to do, there's more information. We're aging very well. We're still in tune with what's going on. So, age is a good thing. I'm currently enjoying it, even though I'm not crossed over yet fully. But I'm still reminiscing.
You can see the stairs. You can see him.
But I'm soon there.
You can see him.
No, he's still away from the stairs.
No, they're in the distance. That's what I mean.
Yeah, they're in the distance.
You can see him in the distance.
I see them great.
Oh, it's that stairs over there.
But we're getting there. But we look forward to it. We look forward to 30s, enjoying 30s. We look forward to enjoying 40s and 50s. That's what life's about. Who wants to die young? Who wants to be young? I don't get it.
That's why it makes me laugh when people like joke about, oh, you're old. I'm like, well, ain't that the point of life? Like, you meant to get older. Like,
you should pray you get to this age.
Yeah, it baffles me. Oh, you're old head, and
yeah, What's going on with you Gen Zs? You better pray you get to this age.
Yeah. I was outside when it mattered.
I know your dad. I know where you're going. Don't worry.
Yeah, I was outside raving. I was enjoying my life. I didn't have a phone attached to my hip.
And the good thing about user as well is you've got to experience multiple generations of decades of, you know, fun times and different times.
Yeah.
And I feel like that now when I speak to Harley, I'm like, it's crazy because even though there is that age gap of, I think it's 8 years, right? My favorite rapper at uni, when I was in uni, is your favorite rapper when you're in uni. So it's still. And then I've lived to hear garage music and grime.
There's a good documentary on Netflix. You should watch it about UK music. And it goes through jungle, grime, street rap and stuff like that.
And the thing is, right, I got to live this because I had an older brother as well. So
I think sometimes that's very important as well.
Yeah, so
when you have an older sibling or like a family member who shows you
exactly right. So I got to live this. So it's like I was so blessed that because it's like I can still relate and I can help because I've been in it. And you lot definitely feel like that because even when I talk to you lot, I have that respect to that. Okay, cool. These don't know what they're talking about because I can relate to them now, but they're talking to me about things that's happened, and I'm like, all right, cool. I needed to know this actually.
Yeah.
So that was that's my play.
I'm absolutely I'm like you said, we are not the people our parents were at our age, and it baffles me no end that what my mum and my dad looked like at 40, 45 is nothing like what I look like now. And it I don't know what changed.
But then was it our eyes looking at them as like old?
No, I don't know.
No? It wasn't. Trust me.
It couldn't have been.
It couldn't have been. I've seen you now. I'm telling you, it's not.
I've seen looking at pictures of my parents at my age now. I still wear trainers.
Yeah.
My parents, I could never see my parents in trainers and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Just chilling outside. There was shirts and blouses and they always seem like they were in suits and shit. And you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm loving getting old. I'm embracing all of it. I'm embracing that old man shit that's kicking in. Where it's like, oh, look at this fucking noise. Where I'm listening to certain music. I'm looking at certain music like, look at this fucking noise coming out of this fucking prick's face. Back in my day, you had like Freddie Mercury and Terence Trent D'Arby and Duran and
you know what's so funny?
Stevie Wonder.
Your parents would have walked in on you to music.
I know, which is why I'm loving getting old because I remember that too. So my daughter's now coming to me and singing certain songs. And I'm like, what the hell is that? But also at the same time, I'll hear her in her room going, don't leave, it's my fault. So I'm like, she gets it. So there's still that there's still that connection, but
like Charlie Wilson, that's the right way to age.
God damn.
What a life. Evolve and get with
and he still looks great. By the way,
great.
He still looks amazing. Yeah, so I'm loving getting older. It's from what I've seen and what I'm still seeing. It's just
perfect.
It's just it was the perfect time because it was tapes and records, and now it's. I said this to my mum yesterday. I was like, back in the day, if I wanted to watch Police Academy and we had it on video, I have to get the videotape, put it in thing, first thing down. If I press play on the thing and it's at the end from where I watched it last, I have to now rewind it. In the real old video players, that's about 10 minutes of rewinding.
Yeah.
Then you rewind it, then it stops, then you press play. Obviously, you've made a whole meal in the time that it's taking to rewind this tape. Then you press play. Now you're watching your film. As opposed to, I haven't seen Jungle Fever in ages. But, all right, cool. And you're what?
Yeah.
It blows my mind Like
I have a love and hate relationship with things like that, though.
Watching you use your phone on your watch drives me insane. But at the same time, when I want to use my card, I just go doop. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
scary. Technology is scary.
I love it.
In a way.
I love it. I love life. I love everything I've seen.
And
I love everything to come. I just wait for flying cars like Back to the Future 2.
I'm still waiting for that.
I'm still waiting for flying cars.
With me, yes and no. The feeling of getting older scares me a little, but also I'm like embracing it as well. And sometimes it's you're how old? Really? Like, why would I lie? There's that, but then I was
feeling fancy.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed my life. Like, I've had a great life where literally I've lived in the 90s. Me and him were raving, we were outside. We were dominating the dance floors, like, and it was such it was fun. People were having fun. People were actually dancing on the dance floor. There was no standing up against the walls. There was an atmosphere. There was a joy for it. I remember DJing on pirate radio stations, and when the police came, you had to pack your stuff and get the hell out. Like, you had to carry your CDs or records.
So
like
the rooftops. The rooftop days.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I've lived a life where I can pass that on to my brothers, to my sisters, and tell them how I was up, and like you said, like sometimes I hear my brother like reciting some music that I've played him, and it still lives with him. That's a memory for him now. Like, and he still plays the new school stuff, but he can still appreciate the old school stuff. And he went back and bought a VCR player, videotapes, and blah blah. Like, I love the fact that people now can go back and tap into that genre of time.
Yeah.
But for me, I love that time where literally you had to, like I said earlier, you had to go out there and buy music.
Yeah.
You had to go and support your artist, your favorite art. You sat down and listened. Wait a minute. That was the camera. Wait a minute. No, but literally, like, you used to sit down with an album for a long time, read the credits and stuff. Who wrote it? Who produced it? Like,
who played
you
bass?
sat and lived with material for God knows how long. You didn't have to like be on streaming services and be like, I've listened to the album in 5 minutes. It's the greatest album I've ever heard. It's a classic. Beg your pardon?
Yeah.
Like, even something as small as quotes. Like, your quotes from like your favorite film or TV show that you grew up with, that live in your head, that you could say to somebody and they'll know exactly what you're talking about, what film you're talking about, what scene you're talking about, what happened all the way up in that film
Marcus
Darling.
Like, come on, man.
Ricky! Come on,
classics.
Man. Come on, you see the guy in the red. And you know who I'm talking about without knowing who I'm talking about.
Sang-a-lang, jang-a-lang.
And I know we've had this conversation before about what the next generation and what their quotables will be. But where I'm still growing and seeing things change and seeing film change and TV change, and people aren't taking their time with things, so you're not having quotables, you're not being able to say, oh, do you remember the drums on this particular song and how good that was? Because everything is just so that part is sad to watch. But
but do you also think that now, let's say the social media side of it, it's a fear of getting older? Because obviously people haven't getting work done to try and look younger, taking pills or whatever to, like, it is.
It's to try and stop it. It's to try and combat it.
You can't stop it.
It's like it. Yeah, it's like Thanos is coming. All right, let's prepare. You can't do anything about the grays. You can't do anything about the knees. You can't do anything about when you realize you're starting to get old. When you sit down or you stand up and you make a noise. Or you stand up. Thank you, Jesus. That's a good one. Oi, thank you, Lord. Hey, that's my mom's. That's the one I've started doing. But there's a nervousness about it because it's, you're getting old, so you're gonna see things change in a way that you're like,
I think there's sometimes a scary thing about obviously getting older is, the death rate. The more funerals you go to, And that gets a bit scarier because you're like, sometimes it's people that's obviously before their time.
Yeah.
It's some people that you grew up with or whatever. And it's just like, rah, this is quite serious. Like health scares and stuff like that. Like it makes you think tomorrow's never promised.
100%.
So like, instead of worrying about getting older, just embrace life. Like enjoy. Tell your mum you love her. Tell your dad you love them. Like, don't be afraid to open up and tell people, look, I really appreciate you in my life or whatever, such and such. Like, I think I've got to that stage now where I'm thankful for the people in my life, in my circle, and I'm always going to show them love and support because they've been there for me. Times are hard or whatever, and vice versa. And I think it's that time where you just realize that these people are in my life for a reason.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm getting older, but it makes me appreciate the people that I have in my life.
Yeah. I would say as well, like, the majority of people want to be rich so that they can buy experiences so that they can create memories, right? But you don't need money to create memories.
Yeah.
Even something, you see how you just said, this weekend I was in Doug's. Bro, that's a memory. I remember when we went to go and watch, you get what I'm saying? These are things that you can do without money. This is all a part of life. As you're aging, do more of these things. Go out. Bro, remember that time where we was meant to go here, like it closed, and then we just sat in the park and then we fed ducks?
Yeah.
How we do that?
Random strippedness.
Why we do that? Why was we feeding ducks?
Yeah.
I talk to our boys sometimes. I'm like, bro, remember we was in a car chilling and then foxes fought and then the other one ran and it back it.
No, that reminds me. I was walking back from home. I forgot where we're from, and I saw some cat here, and another cat was approaching it, and you can tell like it was gonna kick off. It was gonna kick off, and we hear, and like a person was on the bike like riding past, and they stopped like across the road. It's like, no, it's gonna kick off. I was like, yeah. So I was away from them. He was over there, and we were like, yeah, it's gonna kick off.
Let's go down.
It's gonna kick off, and it kicks off, and then I think some neighbor upstairs was, oh my gosh, look what's happening, and I was like, yeah. They're fighting.
Yeah, I'll do my boy.
It's the stranger talk. I love that.
My boy Ayo, shout out my boy Ayo. But I remember I was with him and then he was coming back from I think it was Leb Grill, and then there was beef between foxes, but it's like two foxes were swinging out, and then one of the foxes, I don't know if it's his friend, girl, child, has come. Trying to get involved in the beef, but he got flogged. He's run away, and then the other foxes got that was running. He's ducked as well. I was like, "Yo, this is dumb." This is
So basically, that was a joke. Jcole.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. See how it spun that back round?
I'm looking at it, we're looking at it like, yo, bro, they've got what gang warfare in the animal.
That was Drake and Jcole.
It's crazy. Yeah,
as you get older, you notice those things a lot more though, because
it's the little things. It's the little things.
Yeah.
I was talking to my boy the other day. I was like, it just felt like 10 years ago when we was in your uni room waiting for Chief Keef to drop Kobe. But it's like, that's crazy.
Wow.
You know? That's like, I would say that's 10 years, 12 years ago, right? But then Hardy's generation, Chief Keef is one of their favorite artists. So it's like, I got a minute. It's so crazy.
It's crazy.
Like, what the hell's going on?
It's crazy.
And it's like, wow, this was 12 years ago. It's crazy. It's crazy.
All right. On an end note, anyone want to say anything?
Live life. Enjoy life. Tell your loved ones you love them as well.
Yeah.
Always.
Knowledge is knowing that tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing that it doesn't go in a fruit salad.
Yeah, I see what you've done. It doesn't go in a fruit salad.
Tabernacle.
It can't go in a fruit salad.
No,
what's the thing people have Bloody Marys? Have you had
yuck.
The tomato drink.
Yeah, Bloody Mary.
No.
See, but they don't drink that anymore.
Yeah, I've not seen.
See? That's the Doc Cotton drink.
See, there is one thing I want to do though.
What?
I want to go for a British, like a tea. The one with the stack.
I do too.
Oh,
I do too.
Like a tea lunch, or whatever.
Scones.
I've done that.
Clotted cream, jam. I
saw one they had chips and like fish fingers and like other stuff at the bottom. At the top they had like scones. And
yeah, you work your way up.
Yeah, I need to do that.
I want to do that too.
Live life, man.
I'm gonna take my missus to that.
That's the one that's still
afternoon tea. Oh,
that's what it's called.
Afternoon tea.
Yeah. Thanks. I just want to say to everyone, thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting.
Yeah.
Kay and Reese will be back.
Back, bitches.
It's nice to have our veteran up in the building.
Hey.
we're both vets. We're both vets.
Representing.
But no, support the thing, and we'll be back. Peace, love,
peace, and happiness.
And hair grease.
People don't swear like this anymore.
That's crazy.
But the Oasis, like,
I said back in the day, you used to bite their thumb at people. Did you bite your thumb?
No, that's Romeo and Juliet.
Bite their thumbs, you know.
Do you bite your thumb?